That breaking update at this hour, Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter authorized an internal investigation into an officer's use of force.
This has to do with an arrest on Wednesday where there's video making the rounds on social media. In a statement today, the department says the incident was also captured on several officer-worn body cameras. That video has not yet been released.
According to OPD, officers were responding to a man yelling at vehicles and walking on the road in the area of 25th Street and Ellison Avenue. He was ordered to stop walking away from officers. He kept on going and was then grabbed by the arm. He yanked loose, was again ordered to stop, and was eventually tased.
While on the ground, OPD says the man grabbed an officer's pant leg while being arrested. In an attempt to get him to let go, the officer struck him, then applied 2 knee strikes, and then the man let go. Officers asked him if he was on narcotics, specifically PCP, and the man claimed he smokes everything. The man, 31-year-old Cedric Fisher, has now been charged with 1 count of resisting arrest.